Hello, hi. My name is Crystal Corey, if in case you don't remember or you don't know. And I'm here to talk to you about a couple of things. I guess I first want to talk about anger. I want to talk about anger, and I also want to talk about fear, just because that's been a personal shortcoming for me. Anger and then the fear attached with that, because anger is just another manifestation for fear, and I think that's important to know. I recognize that I might have a minor anger issue, and most people wouldn't even know that I get angry. Some people will really like her, like she's always like so chipper and dapper. Like some people think I'm like a complete ditz, and it's just like I have my serious side, and I'm just like no, I'm like no. But somebody close to me really made me recognize how destructive my anger could be for me personally and for the relationship. And part of me wants to say at the same time, oh, they're not innocent either. But I think the most important thing for growing is recognizing where you fit in, where you could grow. You know, like someone else, I can't force somebody to grow. I can only hope that they grow. But personally, I didn't recognize how my reactions to things could be hurting me and hurting the other person unintentionally. And I asked my mother it because I didn't believe it when someone told me that I was an angry person. And I'm like, I'm not an angry person. I get angry over situations, but it's the same thing, because there are going to be times where you're going to be tested. There are going to be times where people are going to test you to see how far they're going to go. And sometimes it's not even purposeful. Sometimes it's just their reality clashing with your reality. And, like, it doesn't make either one of you guys better or more right or wrong. It's more of like a misunderstanding, a differences in perspective. And I think different perspectives are important to understand because both parties can grow from them. And then there's some times where there are things like that are wrong. Like if 1 + 1, I'm going to use this all the time. If 1 + 1 together is 2, then there's no, like if someone's saying it's 5, no, you're wrong. But I would probably like make it into like this huge thing if this person is just like so, to me, ignorant, but like this 1 + 1 is 2. And they're saying 5. And I'm like, no, it's 2. It's 2, 2, 2, 2. But because I want them to see. I want them to see what I see. I want them to know. And I guess there's also like this ego aspect. Wanting to be right. Wanting to prove that like your existence here is not for nothing. That you actually did something with the time that you've been here. I'm something age. I'm 24. And that's something that I wanted to learn. And I asked my mother this, and I asked Mom, like, am I angry? She said, well, you're not always angry. And I'm like, what? Wait. And my mom's Nigerian, so she's very honest. And the fact that she was being kind of indirect with me was just like, uh-oh, something. So I'm like, Mommy, what am I like when I'm angry? And she's just like, oh, you're nasty. And I'm like, what? And like she's just like, she said that to describe me. She said that, she's like, when you love somebody, like to be loved by you is so wonderful. Like you make somebody so happy to be with. Like the world is completely safe and fine when you love somebody, like when I love somebody, like when the feeling of having me love you, apparently that's how she felt. And she's like, but when you're angry, like your mouth, she's like, what you say and what you do is so hurtful. And this person that means a lot to me told me this, and hearing this from my mother, and my mother obviously raised me. My mother knows me. My mom will know me more than anyone else will ever probably know me. My mom knows me before I even remember myself. So like I'm like I have to believe her when she says this, because she can only help me grow out of certain things, and help me understand. Because some people can describe you as something and it can be completely wrong, and that's just their perception of you. And it's just like, honey, you're fine. That's just them trying to manipulate. But my mom said it. So then I thought, like, because I lost something, a person that really means something to me because of my anger, because of a situation that, you know, could have probably been communicated differently if I hadn't been so confrontational, so needing to be right, needing to prove why they were wrong and why they hurt me. And I think that's where anger comes from, like feelings of hurt and like that fear of not wanting to be hurt again. I didn't want to be hurt again. Like, I didn't want to be hurt again. I was so angry, and I wanted this person to know that they couldn't hurt me again. And I wanted this person to know that I was just as powerful as they are, that I could hurt them too. And that's not right. That's not okay. And it hampered me because anger, when you allow it to come out in bursts, starts to seep into other areas of your life. Like, you might just be angry with your personal family and relationships. Like, that's when my anger really, like, showed up. Like, with people really close to me. People further away from me, good luck getting me angry. Like, and if you get me angry, like, you're not going to see the full, like, whatever. Like, I laugh, usually. When people do some ha ha ha, and I really let it go, I might talk about it afterwards, but the people close to me, they feel that, and that means that I still have I still have areas in myself that I need to grow. And this person that I really love and care about really deeply, that, you know, I spent a very significant amount of my time with, like, this is someone that I thought I was going to marry. Like, this is someone who told me they thought that I was going to marry them and, like, I was going to be the mother of their children, and I really felt that way too. And so to lose that because of anger and the self-destructive habits that created that, like, that were a result of me being angry, like, not focusing on my goals, like, and the fear that came with that, because when you allow yourself to be angry, you allow fear to enter into your life, and you allow your other thoughts outside of that relationship to be distorted by these angry feelings that are only a manifestation of fear. So you allow fear to enter into your thoughts. So I started to worry about, like, my ability to, like, become what I wanted to become. I started to worry about the relationship and the ability for somebody to come take that from me, or even losing that. And I became someone different than who I was. And I hurt the person that I was with. And I was hurt too, but I think I really hurt that person because I didn't realize that even if I had a valid point for being angry, a valid reason, that I didn't have to be a certain way in my expression of that. So I thought to myself, what could I do? Because, like, other people have this issue, and this is something that I'm actively working on, and this is something that I'm getting better with now that I have identified it. And I think first thing is figuring out what it is that makes you angry. But then the most important thing is, what can I do when I find myself put in a situation that stresses me, makes me a little angry, that, you know, makes me feel uncomfortable. And, like, first thing was, like, I can just sit and breathe for 10 seconds. Like, and, you know, you hear that so much, but, like, I breathe and, like, let me detach from the situation. Let me feel the situation. Let me try to understand where this person is coming from. Like, rather than trying to be understood, like, let me understand this person. Because if I try to understand where this person is coming from rather than making them understand me, I allow for us to actually communicate. And if this person still doesn't understand and this person just is not getting it, then I don't have to retaliate by being nasty. I don't have to call them names. I don't have to, yell. Like, and that's how I don't have to yell. I don't have to call them names. I don't have to say things that aren't true, like malicious things that I could have done. Like that, I don't have to, like, say what I could have done in order to make them feel fear and anger in their heart, because it's not healthy for either of them, either parties. And it's like someone has to be a bigger person, and if the other person isn't seeing that, like, if you're recognizing that you want to change, you need to understand that where you change, others will change too. Where you allow yourself to radiate light and positivity, you allow that other person to meet you. But two wrongs, again, don't ever make a right. We've heard this before. So if I meet somebody in resistance and anger for something that, at the end of the day, like, losing what I lost, losing this person, and who I hope that I can one day get back, losing this person made me realize that half the things that I got angry with, even if I complain and tell people about it, and that's another thing, you don't need to vent to everybody. Like, the more you start to separate from your core of like, why do I feel this, and start to have other people validate your feelings, the more you allow fear to enter your heart, and the more you allow anger to enter your heart, because anger is just you feeling helpless. Like, anger is fear and vulnerability mixed in. It's making you feel powerless, and it makes you want to show that you are powerful, and you are powerful. But power doesn't mean that you have to blow your fuse in order to show somebody that. And I guess like where I want to go from here is I want to be more positive. I want to go towards my goals. I want to become a model. I want to finish my master's. I want this person back, and that's not my primary thing. I should mention that, but this person is really special to me, and I've grown a lot and learned a lot about myself through this person. I've really felt comfortable with this person, and it's not like they were anything like, you know, they weren't the millionaire, they weren't the hottest person, but it's just like, it's like what they had was what I needed. You know what I mean? As a person, like, it wasn't money, it wasn't cars, it wasn't jewelry, it wasn't like, you know, being there every second of the day. It wasn't like, it was what I needed to grow. And I know that we could have grown together where we needed to, if I had allowed myself to step away from a situation that had caused me a certain amount of pain, and allow myself to reflect on it rather than thinking that I had to respond right then and there. If I had tried to understand this person more, and I think I can do that. So let's build an anger management plan, like, together right now. So what are we gonna do when things make us angry? First of all, we need to keep a journal. Gotta keep a journal. And the journal is to help you realize what are you thinking about daily? Like, where are you allowing fear to spring up in your life? Because wherever you allow fear to spring up in your life will eventually manifest itself in a relationship, and it will eventually bring out your helplessness, because you want to grow at all times. We want to grow. So it's just like, when you allow that to fester in small little areas, it's eventually going to show up somewhere. And it showed up for me in this relationship, because sometimes I do like to be by myself. I'm like a very close-knit person, so like I let very few people near me. And this one person was like, this was like family to me. Like, this was my everything in New York City. Like, where my family is in DC, like, this was my everything. And I dropped the ball where I was supposed to pick up where they left. You know what I mean? Like, relationships are teamwork. Like, this person's not going to be perfect. They're going to drop the ball too. And I'm supposed to pick up I'm supposed to rebound the ball when they shoot and they miss. And, like, you know, sometimes they're not going to pick it up all the time. You know, sometimes I'm not going to be able to rebound it. Sometimes they have to get their own ball. And I had to get my own ball. And I didn't realize that. And so anger management, like 101, like, what are we going to do? We're going to keep a journal. We are going to try deep breathing. And it changes everything. Like, there's your body's chemistry changes when you breathe calmly and deep breaths. And your anxiety levels, your feelings of ease and discomfort flow based off of this breath. Even your thoughts can race. You don't even know that you have shallow breathing. And it can just really change the nature of your thoughts, even the nature about how you feel about that situation. So I think allowing yourself to really touch where you are supposed to be, try breathing deeply, and eating healthy too, because, you know, like, that's another chemical reaction that can affect you. Like, I was eating a lot of junk and sugar a lot of the times when I would blow up. Like, I really my friend Anthony, he's like laughing, like, I'm like, no, I'm dead serious. Like, I started, because I look back on things, I reflect a lot. And, like, I look back and I'm like, what happened? I'm like, I did eat that pizza. And that's not an excuse, but it's just like, I do know that I'm a little bit more whole in myself when I'm eating healthy, natural, fresh foods, home-cooked meals, like Like when I'm like, oh, I'm evil. I'm so evil when I eat McDonald's. I am like, ooh, and don't give me pork. Don't give me pork. Like, so for some people that's fine. For me, I'm like, ooh, like, so like doing that, treating yourself, pampering yourself. Like that was another thing. I wasn't like treating myself very nicely. Like I wanted this person to fill it in because I was so afraid of. That was something I was talking about with my coworkers. The fear of failure and the fear of success. And it's like, some people are afraid of one or the other. And I guess I was afraid of both. I was afraid of what would happen if I did really well. Like, would this person be around if I, like, became, like, this, like, amazing, like, supermodel? Like, and that's what I do want to become. So, like, I shouldn't be shy about that. Like, what if I become, like, this amazing supermodel? Like, how is he going to treat me? How are other people going to treat me? Or, like, what if I fail trying? Like, that thing. And it was very easy to focus on something else. And then when our differences met, because we're not exactly the same, but we're not too different either. And if I can help somebody where I failed, so they don't make the same mistake, and like going forward, go forward and be who I need to be. There's no guarantee that I'll ever get this person back, and I really do hope I do, to be honest. And this is my confession to the world. But at the same time, like being respectful to my needs and my wants, and being open to knowing and really understanding the other person to not hurt them, and my anger and my powerlessness and my fear. And so I guess that's me talking about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep a journal. We're going to do deep breathing. I already exercise. You can exercise too, but sometimes that can actually bring up your stress levels depending on what you're doing. Yoga's great. Stretching. I'm going to get back into my yoga. Eating a healthful diet. What else? Anthony, what else? Dance. No. Like, what else? What would you do to handle anger, Anthony? Come over here. Come here. Come on. Before I have to go to work. Come on. Come on.
Why am I going to go on the video?
Hi. This is my friend Anthony. This is not the person. This is my friend.
This is
he's like,
oh, not me.
Nah.
So what do we do?
What would you do for anger? Like, how do you handle anger?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, me personally, what I do is first I pray about it and go to God because He's the manager. And that's what I believe. Okay. So, without God, everything kind of falls by the wayside. So I do that, and then I try to do something about it. And Kobe Bryant says, you can't really spend too much time feeling sorry for yourself. So you find the silver lining and you keep working. So that's basically my point.
I think the fifth thing should be God.
Should I
prayer?
Should I? Yeah. I mean, it depends how it goes, but I think that should go first, and then the journal. Like,
yeah. You know what? I agree. So yeah.
Yeah.
But some people don't believe yet. So wherever you start. But
Elwood Sound at Twitter.
Hey. Okay, so I gotta go to work though. But I'm hoping the people that I want to hear this, and I'm hoping that one special person hears this and knows that I'm sorry. And with this time apart, I do want to get better. And with or without you, we're out. Pray for me. This is Crystal going out and becoming better. Bye.